If you don't object, I use my own term too. Just to be more accurate. Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. I hope you feel positive as the spring has come. Tonight, I'd like to provide my outlook on one but very acute problem of our city. According to official statistics, more than 6 million square meters of new flats were built in our city during the last 3 years. What do these figures mean? From the one side, they mean that the engine of construction industry did not stop, and new comfortable apartments are at least available, doesn't mean affordable, to new families and guests. However, this trend has its flip side. A growing population needs not only flats, but more and more resources to move between different parts of the city, to get education, medical services, and other social services. Unfortunately, in Moscow, the infrastructure is being developed at a total pace, and here lies the rub. From the one side, people feel comfortable about the quality of housing, but they suffer from the starvation, from the lack of infrastructure, which impairs their overall quality of life. Where do the roots of this event lay, and which actions can be taken to mitigate this problem? To my humble opinion, this dangerous cocktail called infrastructural starvation is made of 3 deadly ingredients. First, an inappropriate topology. Second, an inappropriate construction policy. And third, lack of city development strategy. Let's turn to history. It was a famous statesman, scientist, and an associate of Peter the Great, Jacob Daniel Bruce, who came up with an idea to develop Moscow using radial and circular ways. The idea seemed nice, but only initially. Just because as the city grows, we need times more ways to connect adjacent cities. And as of now, we are locked between different circles, as squirrels in a cage, and have very few ways to connect one part of the city to the adjacent one. As a solution, I would suggest to connect at least new districts as a mesh, as it is done in, say, New York, and to build parts of this mesh between existing regions, starting from the very deadlocks, such as bridges over rivers and bridges over railroads. Another pivot point is very soft construction and building policies implemented in 1990s. Why are blocks of flats and business centers being constructed much more rapidly than, say, schools, kindergartens, and hospitals? The answer is obvious. Just because companies constructing, for example, blocks of flats are always in the black, or always gaining profit, whereas creating the objects of social importance usually needs some government support. As a solution, I would suggest to oblige such companies to invest in social infrastructure. For example, if you are CEO of a construction company and you have built 5 blocks of flats, you are obliged to provide a sponsorship for one nearby school. Otherwise, your license would be revoked. But the time bomb for Moscow, for me, is the lack of strategy or spontaneous plans for city development, which suddenly rise in the heads somewhere in the authorities. if I was in a position of authority, I would allow a collaboration. I would allow each Muscovite to collaborate on the ideas of city development strategy, as it is done in Wikipedia, where everyone could express their ideas and discuss the ideas expressed by the others. But it doesn't mean that they allow edit something completely. So, to sum it up, I dare to say that although the problem of infrastructural starvation is very acute, it can be resolved once our authorities and we ourselves take appropriate action. For example, are allowed to be involved in collaboration, and where the strategic approach arises. So, thank you for the attention. I wish you good luck, and try to avoid most of the deadlocks, at least on our